All right, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Danilo Caprick here, aka the best dressed man in tech sales. Don't forget it. And today we're going to answer a very important topic, you guys. We're going to talk about how on earth do we sell bigger deals, okay? And when I say bigger deals, I'm talking about 300K plus, all right? And we want to answer this question because a lot of people are asking, how do I sell bigger deals? How do I stop selling smaller deals? And more importantly, how can I continue to sell big deals in my career? All right, don't worry, we're gonna answer all these questions right now. All right, guys, so before we get into the how, I wanna tell you why am I even qualified to speak on this in the first place? And there's two things I wanna call out. Number one, I spent $6,000 last year on a coach that was dedicated to just helping me sell bigger deals. And as a result of that investment, not only did I learn a couple things, but more importantly, I put those things into action and I was able to close the biggest deals of my career. So last year I sold a deal that was 780K, another one that was 473K, and another one that was 334K. And so just with those three deals, that helped me sell literally $1 million in software, and it's going to also help you crush your quota as well. So happy to bring the lessons that I've gotten from the coaching and the action I took in the last year to you guys, so that way you guys can crush your number as well and sell bigger deals for the continuation of your career. All right, so without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, step one in this process is actually the most difficult part. And it's going to sound simple, but I assure you this is actually the most difficult part when it comes to selling bigger deals. And it all starts with mindset, okay? Number one, what we have to do is tell ourselves, hey, we're done with the old part of our career where we sold small deals, okay? We have to literally tell ourselves several times that we are moving on and we are elevating as people and as professionals, and we are committed to selling bigger deals. And the way we can convince ourselves about this is, number one, when it comes to crushing your quota, selling bigger deals is the easiest way to get there, okay? Number one. Second of all, when it comes to up-leveling our career and getting recognition internally, selling bigger deals is the easiest way to get there. And if you don't believe me, ask yourself this question. Who is probably going to get more recognition by a company? Is it the rep who sells one deal for $10 million? Or is it the one rep who sold 10 deals, but each of them are only 75K? I'll wait. What do you guys think? Yeah, me too. $10 million guy. So the other thing, guys, is that when it comes to maximizing our time that we invest in client and prospects, we want to make sure that we're getting the ROI on our end as well. And we can't do that if we focus on small deals. So again, from a mindset perspective, we need to tell ourselves that A, we're ready to graduate from small deal selling and get into the bigger stuff. Number two, we remind ourselves that this is the best way to crush quota. Number three, this is truly the best way for us to level up in our careers and get recognized by the company as well. And if those reasons don't convince you as to why you should sell bigger deals, you need to find what motivates you and understand how can you tell yourself that you are done with that old part and you're truly ready to start selling these big deals, all right? So the answer there is going to be a little different for everyone, but step one is always, guys, mindset. How can you convince yourself to shift internally from regular small deal selling to bigger deal selling, all right? That's step one. You got to convince yourself in your head that you're ready to make the shift. All right, guys, step number two, believe it or not, is probably the easiest step, but still very difficult for some of you, especially if you're very customer obsessed. And that is, you have to start saying no to the smaller deals, okay? We literally have to be more selective with how we spend time with prospects and clients, and we have to start saying, no, we are not going to work with the guy who just wants to spend 10K, 50K, 100K. And you might feel bad for doing that at first, especially again, if you're customer obsessed and you've always been someone who says, the customer's right, we have to do what's right by the customer. That's true. I'm not saying don't do what's right for the customer, but have respect for yourself, you guys. And here's the thing to remember, your prospects, your clients, how many times have they ghosted you? How many times have they said no to an idea? How many times have they just left you hanging? I guarantee you most of the time, the reason that has happened is because what you were proposing, the idea that you were sharing, or the solution you were trying to sell was not a high ROI activity for them. Okay, whatever you were proposing wasn't going to drive enough impact, wasn't going to move that metric enough, and it wasn't going to help them with their goals, okay? So as a response, why should we, on the other hand, start doing things that are low impact, that don't give us the ROI, or that don't help us reach our goals, okay? We're literally just mirroring what prospects and clients do to us every day, okay? So don't feel bad because, believe it or not, your prospects and clients are already behaving this way. They're already saying no to low priority stuff. They're saying no to things that don't move the needle, and they're saying no to low revenue impacting things. So just do the same, you guys. Be like your prospects, be like your clients, start saying no to things more, and you will find that by saying no more, you will have more time to spend on the right activities that help you latch on to bigger deals, okay? So step 2 is being able to say, no, we are not gonna spend our time on that. We're going to spend our time on the big fish, not the little minnows, okay? That's step 2. A quick point about number 2, if you're looking for actionable steps on how you can actually say no to the customer but still give them what they need or still have them respect you, one thing you can easily do is, instead of committing yourself to a 30-minute phone call or helping them out with whatever they need, send them links to things that will help them out, right? Send them links to the training website, send them links to your documentation, send them links to events where they can connect with other experts who can give them the information you need instead of requiring your time and effort, okay? So I guarantee you, unless you work for a 2-person startup, your company has some kind of documentation, some webinars, some enablement resources that can help your clients, which will save you time and also make you look like you're doing the right thing and still customer obsessed while not needing to waste your actual time, all right? So again, if customers are asking for things and you know it's not gonna be worth your time, send them the links, send them the docs, send them the resources that can help them without you needing to commit your time and energy. All right, guys, point number 3, when it comes to selling bigger deals, what we need to do here is latch on to a top priority from the very beginning, okay? And the easiest way to do this, you guys, is to show up to that disco call, that first call that you're having with them, and show up with a hypothesis about the number 1 outcome that they are trying to produce in the next 12 months, okay? And a lot of you guys are probably saying like, yeah, I know that sounds great, but how on earth do I show up to it with a hypothesis? Easy. First thing you guys have to do is research a ton before the call. And I shouldn't even say a ton. You could probably make a hypothesis within 30, 40 minutes of doing some research, which you're probably doing already if you're studying up on your prospects before the meeting. So how do you do this exactly? Number 1, look at the executive's LinkedIn. Look at everything about them on the web, including Google searches with the CEO's name and the word podcast, the word interview, and see if you can find any quotes of theirs that refer to the company's top priorities, okay? That's step number 1. The other thing you can do is go on the company website, look at the announcements in the news page, see if they're announcing anything internally that leads to other big initiatives that they're doing. Other thing you might want to look at is acquisition news. Have they been buying other companies? That could be a top priority there. But really what you want to do overall is research the executives, research the company, whether that's on LinkedIn or Google News, and find some kind of top thing or important initiative that the company is focused on that you can present on that first call. And here's the thing, a lot of you guys are probably afraid of saying, well, what if I'm wrong? What if the hypothesis is totally off? Don't worry, that's actually great. If your hypothesis is off, guess what? The prospect will correct you. And that's exactly what you want, because it still allows you to walk away from the call with the true number 1 priority of the company in the customer's voice, all right? So don't worry about being incorrect with the hypothesis. Be more concerned about showing up with a hypothesis, because whether you're right or wrong, the customer is going to respect you for doing your homework. Your credibility is going to go through the roof because you showed up prepared. And number 3, they're going to have a very positive first impression of you because you did not waste their time and you actually showed up with something that was differentiated from every other sales rep they're likely speaking with. So that is how we attach to a number 1 priority of the company, is by showing up with that hypothesis, making it very clear that, hey, we believe you're focused on XYZ outcome in the next 12 months. How accurate or inaccurate is this? And again, don't worry if you're wrong, they will correct you. And by latching on to that number 1 priority from the beginning, that allows us to tie our product or service to that initiative and paint the narrative that, hey, if you make XYZ investment, we will help you produce that big outcome that you're already focused on that you want to see in the next 12 months. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and recap at this point. The 3 main things that we need to do in order to start selling bigger deals in our career is number 1, mindset. Okay, we have to start telling ourselves that we're graduating from small deal selling and we're ready to elevate in our careers and our personal lives by selling bigger deals. We also have to remind ourselves that this is the easiest way to crush our quota, get internal recognition, and really elevate in our professional lives. All right, that's number 1. Number two, we have to start saying no to smaller deals and low ROI activity, okay? We have to remind ourselves that our prospects are already saying no to things that don't move the needle. They're already saying no to low ROI activities. We have to act like them and start saying no. And if you feel bad about saying no to customers or leaving them hanging, don't feel bad. You can refer them to the documentation, the links, the webinars, the things that your company has provided in order for them to get the answers that they need without you spending your time. So that's the second thing, guys. We have to start saying no to small deals that we know are not going to help us get to our number. And lastly, but most importantly, number three, we have to start latching on to the top company priorities from the very first discovery call. And again, the best way to do that in my experience is by showing up with an educated guess about the number one priority that they have as an organization. Okay, so overall, guys, those are the three things that we can start doing to sell bigger deals. And I promise if you focus on these things, similar to the results that I had, you will start to see the needle move on your deal sizes. All right, so overall, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit the subscribe button below. And also, if you're not doing so already, follow me on LinkedIn, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. All right, take it easy now.